Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Grow Pakistan. Today we're talking about fertilizers and we're interviewing Dr. Tariq Aziz of the University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, who belongs to the Department of Soil Sciences. He's also the Regional Director at the International Nitrogen Initiative for South Asia, as well as being the focal person for the UAF at the United Nations Environment Programme, which is a global partnership on nutrient management. Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm really good. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you being on the show. So, sir, we're just going to talk about, sort of fertilizers 101 so that our users can understand how this sort of operates in a practical sense in Pakistan, as well as what the theory suggests we should do. So, if we were to just talk about, breaking the issue down, because, a lot of people think that fertilizers can get very complicated and it talks about chemical terms, and then people lose interest because they don't understand what's going on, or the terms get very complex. So if you were just to break it down in very simplistic terms for our viewers and users, okay, what is fertilizers and what is the correct application of fertilizers that is required for our soils to enhance yields?
Thank you. Fertilizers are actually any substance which can provide essential nutrients to the plants, because plants need 17 essential nutrients, and now there are 18 essential nutrients. There are certain nutrients which are required in higher amounts, certain nutrients which are required in less amounts, macro or micronutrients. These nutrients are called fertilizers. These are the nutrients, and any substance which is used to provide to the soil or to the foliar application to the plants. They are essential for the growth of higher plants, and if you according to the recent estimate, about 50% of the global food production relies on synthetic use of the fertilizers. So fertilizers are very important for food security, particularly for sustainable development goals like end hunger and poverty. But excess use of fertilizers, it's an issue. So we have to work towards balanced fertilizer use. We have to work to increase the nitrogen in fertilizer use efficiency, nitrogen use efficiency, or the phosphorus use efficiency. And there are very issues regarding to the farmers, because there is very less awareness how to use and how much of the fertilizers to use to various crops, because crops and the various different species vary in their requirements.
Right.
And when to apply, how to apply, and which source of nutrient to apply, because there are various sources. There may be inorganic fertilizers, there may be organic fertilizers, and in which combination. Like the plants need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, boron, and some others. So there is a need to know how much amount of nitrogen or phosphorus is to be used.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. We say that fertilizers are kind of like food for the crop, right? So like a human requires food, the plant does as well, but it has to be in the right quantities and at the right times, of course, right? Because as you had mentioned earlier, I think when we were talking, that if you give the child the food requirement of an adult, obviously it won't be possible for the child to consume it, right? He would either, it would have bad effects, essentially.
So there is a need to raise awareness among the farmers that balanced fertilizer application can enhance not only the yield, but it can also improve the sustainability of the environment, and it can work better towards our health in the ecosystem.
So for smallholder farmers who might not have more than 12.5 acres, which is the definition that we follow in Pakistan, they might not be able to afford so many of these fertilizers because there's cash liquidity, right? And they also are expected to know which nutrients, macro or micro, to plant at the same time. So for those people who A, don't have access to finance or capital, and B, aren't really that educated or have the ability to reach the information that they need, what are the possibilities for them? Because as the generations go on, the land size becomes smaller in Pakistan. You also know this, right? As what was in 1947 might be divided now, but 4 generations from one person is down, distributed amongst 20, 25 family members. So in those sort of scenarios, how can we reach these smallholder farmers who make up the majority of the farmers in Pakistan, by the way? So how is this a possibility? Because again, they need to focus on improving their yields, but they may not have the finance or the ability to know and understand these things that are the training programs. So how do we reach them?
The first, I think there is awareness campaigns. The government should coordinate with the private sector, and there may be global, the regional or the national level campaigns. And secondly, for the small landlord farmers, for example, if a farmer has 10 acres or 12 acres, he definitely have certain amount which he has to spend on the fertilizer, but he is spending this amount on the nitrogen. We have to convince him that you do not increase the amount in terms of the money, but spend wisely. Go for other nutrients as well. For example, if a farmer has to spend, he has 50,000 rupees he has to spend on fertilizers. Why to go all of the 50,000 rupees for the nitrogen or the urea? He should think for the other options, like he should go for certain amount of phosphorus, certain amount of potassium, or there may be certain enhanced efficiency fertilizers. So he should opt those fertilizers which can improve the balanced fertilizer, which can improve the soil health. And secondly, for the small landlord farmers, I would suggest that he would integrate the livestock sector. For example, he has 2 or 3 buffaloes or the cows. So the manure or the urine from the cow, it should be mixed with the fertilizers or within the soil, so that the nutrient use efficiency will increase. It will increase the nutrient use efficiency as well. It will improve the soil health. It will improve the quality, not only of the soil, but also for the produce. So for the small landlord farmers, just decision making is very important. How he should spend the available funds he has. Industry as well as the research, they should work together to tailor the next fertilizer combinations and to go for more innovative fertilizers. We have to work towards precision agriculture, because where there is need, we should apply fertilizer only to those areas, not to the whole farm.
And we efficiently use it now, so it's not wasted. As you were saying, the wastage is a big problem. Now, sir, we're running short on time, so last question from my end towards you is, what message would you have for farmers or those involved in the fertilizer sector on how we can improve it, especially as your life's work focuses on soil health and soil nutrition? So what are the most important things that need to be taken into account, and what are the things that farmers and those involved in the fertilizer sector need to focus on?
So fertilizers are life. Without fertilizer, there is no life, I would say. It's a very hard, you can say, sentence. But excess of everything is bad. So we have to, we have to use these fertilizers very sustainability, very wisely, to get maximum profit, to get maximum yield without compromising the yield, but on the same time without compromising the environment. So the farmers should work towards integrated use of manures with the synthetic fertilizers, because these organic manures actually enhance the soil health, soil quality, as well as they increase the fertilizer use efficiency, because they can hold nutrients for a longer period of time. They reduce the wastage of the nutrients. So combination of organic and inorganic fertilizers, and making wise use of inorganic fertilizers without compromising the environment. This may enhance the productivity, as well as this may enhance the soil health, because soil health is as necessary as the human health. Otherwise,
you can finish what you were saying.
Yeah, please.
No, I'm saying the soil health is as necessary as human health. I think it all sorts of factors in, right? Because you have to be very conscious of the fact that you're going to reap what you sow. So how you take care of what you reap is also very, very important. And part of the process is making sure you don't overuse it or underuse it, which is where the balance comes in. And our religion also teaches us this. And on this note, I think we're going to thank Dr. Tariq Aziz for his time and his very helpful suggestions and conversation in regards to fertilizer. Sir, we appreciate you for taking out the time from your very busy schedule, and we hope that your research allows us for innovative techniques that can improve and enhance the usage of fertilizers in Pakistan. Thank you for tuning in to Dawn News English for this episode on fertilizers. We'll be back next week with more content. Stay with us and continue watching Dawn News. Thank you.